Welcome to Channel AMEC, your insight to the Australian visa system. Good day everyone, my name is Cao Yang, your online YouTube visa consultant. Are you interested about migrate to Australia? Why don't you consider to subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell on the side so once we have all the updates and news, just like today, you'll be the first one getting all the insight. Now, exciting, isn't it? We are in the almost to the end of the February, and noticing that if you've been following my channel long enough, you'll notice that by the end of February, what's going to happen? A lot of new policies for migration and visas is coming up. So yesterday, received this news. Well, I can't just hold it. I need to let everybody know. So it's about skill migration. Now, noticing that the backlog of skill assessment. Now, how many of you have been waiting for skill assessment for a long time? Now, I've been receiving a lot of complaints, and myself and my firm also made a complaint against some skill assessing authority as well, because they just, well, sometimes incompetent, shall we say. Anyway, let's have a look at this news. It's a good news. I think the government is doing the right things compared to the former government has been reluctant and causing a lot of backlog. So I'm really happy about how this current government is actually dealing with the visa system. Despite that, there's still a lot of improvement required, but obviously we need to know that they have more than 1 million backlog when the new government came along. Anyway, I think they are active and actively doing the right thing. So let's have a look. Now, this news came from SBS from yesterday. As you can see, the title reads Australian skill migration updates, and this news is great news for visa applicants, especially for the general skill migration people. The Department of Home Affairs will now accept suitable skill assessment for skill migration applicants nominated occupation that has been obtained within 6-month invitation period. What does that mean? Well, obviously, because the skill assessing authority has been taking too long. I don't want to mention them, but there's only a few out there. Anyway, let's have a look. So the key point here is the general skill migration skill assessment obtained within 60 days. Invitation will now be accepted. What does it mean? That means once you get invited, you have 2 months to actually get that result. But if it's going to be beyond 2 months, obviously no, that's a no good. So skill assessment is needed point test skill migrant visa applicant are encouraged to arrange skill assessment well before submitting EOI. So that's the decision ready process or best practice that we have always been dealing with. But obviously with the influx of all the applications, and I don't know during the last 2 or 3 years of during pandemic, probably a lot of these people had lost their jobs or they quit the jobs and they no longer want to deal with the work that they used to be there. And somehow when the border opened, all the application influx came in, not enough people to actually sort things out and causing a lot of issues. So let's have a look. It says, according to the update, applicant will be eligible to apply visa under the general skill migration category if they get a skill assessment with a nominated occupation within 60 days from the day of receiving invitation. Now that is very good. That is exact. That's very good. Now, in the previous practice, if they were strict enough, if your skill assessment is 1 day late or 1 day later before you receiving invitation, it's not, you get a refusal. The whole application is gone. But obviously, there has been improvement being done. So here we go. Not gonna mention about the Melbourne-based migration agent. Obviously, everybody will say this is great news because what's happening and the fact of how the skill assessment authority has been processing application slowly. Now, there was one applicant I recall. I'm trying every day, every morning, and trying to line up by the time of 9 a.m. for particular skill assessing authority to access to that priority access. Now I've been waking up and sitting in front of my computer just to press that submit button and get that priority access for about 2 weeks and can't even get one. Now, how many of you have actually gone through that experience? Probably they never turn it on anyway. So who knows, right? But anyway, that was a very bad, how should I say, functionality. You know, if you don't like people to get into priority, you know, might as well just, you know, close it. You know, but you know, you don't get people lined up for weeks and weeks and just not getting it. Anyway, let's continue on. So previously, if you receive invitation application and your skill assessment validity expired before the day you receive invites, you will not be able to get a valid application. So decoding the new advisory from this migration agent, Mr. Kuma, said the change will allow applicant to apply even if they receive the application invitation and within 60 days. So still, they are, I need to say this, there are still some skill assessing authority taking more than 60 days. Now, can you imagine? So still, you know, get your skill assessment done as soon as possible if you can. So for example, if you have a valid skill assessment as a chef at the time of lodging expression of interest, but the day when you receive to apply 189, your skill assessment is expired, in that case, that's a no good. So but obviously applying for a renewal one. Now the key point here is, with the renewal skill assessment coming within 60 days, so that is still the thing that you need to counter for. So watch out for that space. If you wanted to do skill migration, skill assessment is very vital. Do not wait. And if you checked your skill assessment, if the validity is only within 6 months, you get it renewed. Okay, don't wait until the time you get invitation and you got 60 days to react. That for me, that is still too late. That is still too late, because you never can control the skill assessing authorities officials. They I don't know, they can be very slow. Okay, so who needs skill assessment now? If you follow my channel long enough, you will know all the people they looking for a general skill migration or even for employment sponsor visa. I will eagerly urge everyone to get skill assessment. So not just the subclass 189, 190, 489, 491, but also for the 482 people and 494 people, 186 people. They all required to get skill assessment. So I don't think I would require to go through that part again. So this is the actual precedent of decision from where does it come from? The federal court. So FCCA, so that's a federal court and court appeal. The Thapa and Minister of Immigration. I sometimes really admire these people. They can take a simple case all the way up to court, and this is CA, so federal court appeal. Wow, that's a lot of money. But anyway, I wouldn't do that if I was the applicant. I mean, spend all this time and money, go through tribunals and different levels of court. It's just a little bit, well, for me, it's a little bit crazy, but I really admire these people had that courage to actually go through this all the way through federal court and federal court appeal. Wow, that is well done. I mean, if it's gonna without these people, we wouldn't have this great news today. Anyway, should you have more question or query, more than welcome to leave a comment right down below, and I'll see you next video. Goodbye.